The 2015 NBA Draft was completed a few days ago, teams hoping to fulfill their roster needs. Let's take a look at the picks and after that speculate on the winners and losers of the draft, and the possible Rookie of the Year. As we know, the Minnesota Timberwolves had the first pick and selected Karl Anthony Towns. It was known he was going number 1. I really like his game, a big guy that can actually shoot the ball. How about that? No Hacker Towns. He's a 7-footer with a legit 3-point shot. He's quick for his size and sort of a larger version of Al Horford. Second pick was D'Angelo Russell, who went to the Lakers. I really like the pick. A great combo guard with star potential. Great vision and playmaking ability. Should make a nice core with Julius Randle for the Lakers post-Kobe years. Question is he the franchise player the Lakers need and want for the future? With the third pick, the Sixers picked Jahlil Okafor. The Sixers were picking the best available player and not drafting for need. This pick may confuse people because they already have picked Nerlens Noel and Joel Embiid. But it's all about collecting assets. I think it's likely that in the coming years one of those guys will get traded for a quality perimeter player. But we'll see. At 4 was Kristaps Porzingis, who went to the Knicks, receiving boos from the Knicks fans in attendance. A risky pick, but Porzingis has a very high upside. 7'1", skilled with 3-point range. Scouts seem to be more confident about him than other European entries the past years. He may be 2 to 3 years from making a significant impact, much like the Greek Freak. Porzingis was the best available player for the Knicks at that spot. At 5, the Magic picked Mario Hezonja, a great pick for them because they were lacking outside shooting. He's not the typical European prospect. He's cocky, he's pretty good, and he knows it. He's going to fit well in the NBA game with his length at 6'8" to go along with his athleticism. At 6, the Kings selected Willie Cauley-Stein, a player that I really like because of what he brings to the defensive end. At center, he looks like he can become an awesome pick-and-roll defender and have great ability to hedge and show on defense. His quickness and mobility sets him apart from other centers in that way. He's a player that I can see get a $100 million contract down the line because of those abilities. Just look at DeAndre Jordan. I think Cauley-Stein can get better. At 7, the Nuggets picked Emmanuel Mudiay, a player that played last season in China. Mudiay had committed to SMU where Larry Brown was the head coach, but he later decided to go over to China. Apparently Larry Brown was trying to get the Lakers to draft Mudiay, as he's convinced that Mudiay is a star in the making. A big point guard with the ability to drive and dish out to teammates. At 8, the Detroit Pistons picked Stanley Johnson. Physically, he's probably the most NBA-ready player in this draft. At 6'6", weighing at 240. Good two-way player that can defend and score. If things go right for him, he might be a Jimmy Butler type of player. Not bad. At 9, the Charlotte Hornets picked Frank Kaminsky. I'm not crazy about the pick. It will be interesting to see how Frank will handle the speed of the NBA, but he fits the spacing that many teams are searching for from the big guys. At 10, Justice Winslow fell in the hands of the Miami Heat. A great prospect that has shown he can be a good defender along with the ability on offense to drive the ball and get the contact. A nice player with possible star potential. At 11 from Texas was the big man Miles Turner, who went to the Indiana Pacers, an active big man that can shoot the outside shot. At 12 from Kentucky was Trey Lyles, a good pickup for the Utah Jazz. At 13 was Devin Booker to the Phoenix Suns. He was the 4th and last Kentucky player in the lottery. 4 Kentucky players equaled an NBA record for the most teammates drafted in the lottery. It also happened in 2005 with 4 North Carolina players. At 14, the Thunder picked Cameron Payne. At 15 to the Wizards was Kelly Oubre. At 16 to the Celtics was the explosive Terry Rozier. At 18 was Sam Dekker, who went to the Rockets, a similar player to Chandler Parsons, who the Rockets lost last season. At 19, the Knicks got Jerian Grant, who's the son of former NBA player Harvey Grant, a nice pickup for the Knicks. At 26, the Spurs selected Nikola Milutinov, who they will stash in Europe to no one's surprise. At 27, the Lakers picked Larry Nance Jr., son of former NBA player Larry Nance. Apparently, Larry Nance Jr. sent out a tweet about Kobe in 2012 that wasn't very nice, but they seem to be okay for now. And at 52 was 7'2" Satnam Singh, who was the first NBA player born in India to be drafted. Now for the winners and losers. It's tough to pick losers just days after the draft. But as losers I had the Charlotte Hornets. I'm just not very big on Frank Kaminsky in the NBA. I'm not sure he's a starter in the NBA, and he was picked ahead of players who have a lot bigger star potential. It's tough to pick the loser right after the draft. You can get a much better sense of it a year or two later. As winners, I have the Miami Heat for snatching Justice Winslow, who has the potential to be the best player from the draft in 4 to 5 years. He fell lower than many people expected. Even the Heat didn't expect to have a chance at drafting Winslow. Winslow is falling into a great situation with all the veterans on the Heat, so he's in good hands. Now, who's gonna win the Rookie of the Year? You have to take into account the playing time. Is the rookie gonna get the playing time and touches to get the stats? First guy that comes to mind is Jahlil Okafor. He's going to be the best offensive weapon for the Sixers. He's the safest pick. D'Angelo could also make a run for it. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say that Emmanuel Mudiay is gonna be the Rookie of the Year. I think Ty Lawson is on his way out of Denver this offseason. Then Mudiay will get the playing time he needs to perform. If Lawson stays, which I do not expect, then I go with Okafor on the Sixers. Who do you have as the Rookie of the Year? Put it in the comments below.